Country Bank's financial literacy fairs will convince students to develop good financial habits at an early age, habits that will enable them to successfully make, manage, and protect their hard-earned money. Financial Education Officer Jody Garolaitis joins us this morning to share more. Jody, so nice to have you back on Mass Appeal.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
It's so great to talk about this. I wish that this was something that I could have taken advantage of as a senior in high school.
I couldn't agree more.
Now, why is financial literacy so important to teach at an early age?
It's so important because it's real life. I like to call it's real life skills. You know, the students that we're educating at these fairs, again, they're high school seniors, these are things that they're going to be dealing with sooner than they think or sooner than they'd like. It's really a necessity to learn.
Absolutely. And I mean, of course, it's easy for us to say now that we're adults and have all our bills and everything that we're paying. And I do look back and think, gosh, that would have been so helpful.
Absolutely.
So it is a wonderful program. Tell us about the program and how it works.
So a little bit about the program is, again, high school seniors are given the opportunity to choose what they'd like to role play at the age of 25. So whether they'd like to be an architect, an accountant, or a fashion designer, they're given this option to choose what they'd like to role play. They're given a salary, and they have to visit 14 booths based on their salary to make financial choices. So that's where it gets a little dicey, a little interesting for the students, a real wake-up call, needless to say.
Wake-up call, yes. And so there's this kind of this worksheet that has the occupation and then all of these things that you fill out. And it makes sense to you and I now. Oh, yes, we know exactly what our bills are and everything, but as a high school senior, this may be something you've never thought of before. Different bills that you have to pay, your expenses, the real value of $1.
Especially the fact that there's federal, state, and Social Security withholdings. That's a real wake-up call as well, you know, to see what they start with and what they end with. So it's really, you know, the Financial Literacy Fair, Credit for Life, is really about learning to live within your means. It kind of brings them back to the basics of needs versus wants. You know, you may think that you really, really, you know, need something, but it comes down to, you know, actually you just really want it.
Yes, exactly.
Can you afford
it's
it?
so true. And then it's kind of like going back to your allowance, you know, saving up for something you really want. It's all for a good reason, right?
Absolutely.
You'll apply it to your
We
life
mean well.
eventually. Exactly. We do.
We don't mean to terrify
Parents
you.
do. Now talk about this credit scores.
Well, another interesting part about the fair is, you know, whether students are learning about a credit score for the first time or they're kind of familiar with what it actually means, is we have students choose a credit score at random. So again, some of them may be learning about it for the first time. And so, for example, if I were at the fair, I just chose an 820. So we would educate students on that's a fantastic credit score.
And my credit score is a 549. So you'd educate them on what does that mean?
Correct.
Maybe
We would tell them if it was a low score, how could you increase it? If it was a high score, how do you maintain it? So obviously, Ashley, if you and I chose the same career to navigate around the fair, our choices would be a little different. I'd probably be driving a different vehicle than you or living in a different house based on what those choices are, and that's what we want to teach students. It's one little blemish in a credit score that can affect your credit score.
Your credit score, absolutely, and that's what this fair is so beneficial. I mean, it's open to high school seniors at specific high schools. I wish I could go, but let's talk about the fairs and where they're being held.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've expanded every year. Country Bank has been sponsoring these programs now for 3 years, and they just continue to keep growing as the word gets out, which we're very proud of. And we have about 1,300 seniors that are going to be attending this year. And I believe you guys are going to list the dates.
So we've got
and
March 14th is at Tantascwa Regional High School.
Correct.
And that will be from 9 to noon. Yep. And here we go. This is the information. Now, if anyone doesn't have a chance to write everything down, it will be on your website, countrybank.com.
Correct. We also have a video that they can view on our website from one of last year's fairs, that if they go to countrybank.com, they can actually see it in action.
So go to countrybank.com.
Yeah,
there you
right.
go. The next one is on March 28th. It's at Minnechaug Regional High School, and it's open to high school seniors at Minnechaug and Munson. So there's specific high school seniors that it's open to.
Correct.
The next one is on April 4th, and that's from 8:30 to 10:30 at Ware High School. And of course, those high school seniors are open to go. And also Quabbin is on April 11th, and that's from 8:30 to 11:30 in the morning. So there's the 4 different fairs on 4 different dates open to high school seniors at specific high schools.
Correct.
And people can visit countrybank.com. Jody, why is it so important for Country Bank to sponsor these financial literacy fairs?
It's so important for us because these are our neighbors. These are, you know, people that we may eventually be employing at Country Bank, or they live and work in our community, and it's so important to us. We're very passionate about promoting financial literacy, and helping these seniors out any way that we can.
Well, you can tell that you definitely are passionate. I mean, you're a financial education officer, but of course you are, because they're growing, so it's working and people are interested in it. And like you say, you know, you want to live among and have that next generation know exactly where their money's
Absolutely.
going
to
and
know
how to
that we
spend
made a
it.
difference, you know, in any way, shape, or form. I promise you, if they do attend, they will learn something.
Oh, I can see that. I kind of want to steal this worksheet and see all my my expenses on paper for sure. Now, Jody, if you wouldn't mind, one more time, how long have these the financial fairs been going on? Just to recap the program.
So actually, they happen all over Massachusetts. I'm actually part of that main committee that we all kind of get together once a year and kind of share our ideas. But, you know, a few years back, 3 years now, Country Bank just said, you know what, we really need to embrace this and offer it to our own community. So we've been actively sponsoring these fairs for 3 years, but I've been a part of them for close to 8.
Yeah, well, it's fantastic to
So-
hear that they've been growing. And if anyone wants any more information, they can visit your website. They can also call your 1-800 number
Absolutely.
as well.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for
Yes.
being here, Jody.
Thank you.
Nice to talk to you.
Nice to be
Thanks
here
so much.
always.
And you can view this segment about local financial literacy fairs again by visiting countrybank.com.